Alright class, lecture number 98 and it's week number 17. The topic is number pattern. In the last class we had discussed about the topic loci and we had discussed about the particle question as well. Right? So number pattern has a good weightage in paper 2 and there are two type of questions that you need to know for number pattern. There are two cases you can say that. The first one is when difference is constant. Now what does that mean when difference is constant? Let's suppose you have a sequence of 3, 8, 13, 18 and so on, right? If I ask you what should be the fifth number of this sequence, so you will say that 3 plus 5, 8 plus 5, 13 plus 5, 18 and the fifth number will be 23, right? So here you can say that the difference is constant, right? The difference is constant throughout the sequence and that is 5. For such type of questions in which the difference is constant, we use a working formula which states that Pn, that represents the nth term, is equals to a plus n minus 1 d. That is the working formula if your sequence has a constant difference, right? Now what is the value of a, n and d? So a here is your first value, the first term of the sequence. Like in my case, the first term of the sequence is 3, right? D is the difference of the sequence. In my case, the difference is 5 and n remains n. So I substitute the values, it will be Pn is equals to a is the first term, that is 3 plus n minus 1, d is 5. When you solve it, it's 3 plus 5n minus 5 and at last it will be 5n minus 2, that is your nth term. Alright, now let's suppose in a question if it says find the 12th term. So what you will do, will you add the difference 5 up till the term is 12? Or let's suppose if the question says what should be the 100th term, will you write down the whole sequence with the difference of 5? No, you won't do that. For such type of questions, when there is a specific term, we come up with the nth term working formula. Now 12th term means that it's the value of n. So what you need to do, just put the value of n here. So I will say that 12th term is equals to 5 times 12 minus 2. So 12 5s are 60 and 60 minus 2, that will be 58, and that is the 12th term of this sequence. Alright, is it clear? So that is a topic of nth term, in which the first case we had discussed here is the constant difference. Alright, so note down this solution, this lecture in your copy, and you have a time of 1 minute. Note down and then I will start further. Done? All right. Moving on. So that is a concept of nth term, right? So let's suppose we take one more example of the same pattern. We have a sequence of 8, 18, 28, 38. And let's suppose the question is find the 50th term. Now what do you think? Should we continue the sequence until the 50th term, or we should apply the nth term formula? So here the difference is constant, it's 38 at the last, right? So first term, that is a, is equals to 8. The difference we have here is 10, right? The working formula is Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1 d. A is 8, n is n, and d is 10. So that will be 10n minus 10. Further you can solve it, it will be 10n, 8 minus 10, it will be negative 2. That is your nth term. Alright, clear? We need to find out 50th term, that means n is equals to 50. So t, instead of n I will write 50, is equals to 10, 50 minus 2. 50 tens are 500 minus 2, so that is equals to 498. 498. And after that we are going to start the worksheet. You can download the worksheet from the homework manager. I have attached the file. Alright. The worksheet basically comprises on all the past paper questions. Right? So first you need to read the question carefully. The natural numbers 1, 2, 3 and still up to infinite numbers, right? They are infinite, are written in a clockwise direction on a circular grid as shown in the diagram. There are 4 numbers in each ring. You can see that in the first ring it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. The following numbers fill up the rings in the same way. Write down the numbers in the 4th ring. So first thing, we need to complete the 4th ring. It will be 13, after that 14, 15 and 16, right? So that is the first part answer. Write down the largest number in the 10th ring. Now what I am going to do, I am just going to highlight the largest number in every ring. Let's start from the first ring. That is my first ring, right? In the first ring their numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 and the largest number is 4. In the second ring the numbers are 5, 6, 7, 8, the largest is 8. In the third ring it's 12. In the fourth ring is 16. So there is a pattern. If you write it down, 4, 8, 12, 16, there is a pattern, right? All the numbers are multiple of 4. So the largest number in the 10th ring, it will be 4 times 10, it is equals to 40, right? Largest number in the first ring, 4 ones are 4. Largest number in second ring, 4 twos are 8. Largest number in third ring, 4 threes are 12. So the largest number in 10th ring, 4 tenths are 40. After that, the next part C. The sum of the 4 numbers in the nth ring, where n is 1, 2, 3, is given in the table. So all the numbers in the first ring add up to 10, 2, 3, 26, 3, 42. What are the sum of all the numbers in ring 4? So the numbers in ring 4 are 13, 14, 15, 16, right? If you add all the numbers, so it will be 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16, it's 58, right? So the numbers in the fourth ring adds up to 58. 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16. All the numbers of fourth ring sum up to 58. Write down the value of S4. We had done it. Find in simplest form the expression for n in terms of r. Okay. You can see that the numbers in Sn are 10, 26, 42 and 58 and so on. Now, we know that in order to find out the nth term, first we need to indicate the difference. In my case, the difference is constant and that is 16, right? 26 minus 10, 16. 42 minus 26, 16. 58 minus 42, 16. So the difference is constant. The first term is 10. Apply the working formula which says that Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 times D, right? A is what? A is your first term and the first term we have here is 10. So A is 10 plus n minus 1 and D is what? It's 16. Solve it, it will be 10 plus 16 n minus 16 and further it will be 16 n minus 6. That is your nth term, but I won't write Tn here because we have a sequence name Sn. So that is the nth term of Sn, right? Is it clear? I hope that it is clear. Now in the third part it says in which ring. Now what has been asked? In which ring? It means the value of n is unknown. The sum of the numbers is equals to 1018. We have the working formula of the sum of numbers, that is 16 and minus 6, right? We had just discovered the working formula in second part. Now the sum of the numbers is equals to 1018 and we need to find out the value of n, right? That is equals to 1018 plus 6 is equals to 16n. So 1018 plus 6, that is 1024 divided by 16 is equals to 64. So that means when the ring is 64th ring, the sum of all the numbers in the 64th ring is equals to 1018 and that is your answer. Alright, so it's question number 2. It says Bob make fences using identical metal rods 1 meter long. The rods are bolted together at their ends. Some fences with different lengths are shown below. Length 1 meter, how many bolts? 5. How many rods? 6. Length 2 meter, how many bolts? 3 to 5 plus 3, 8. How many rods? 13. And so on, right? And then Bob make a table in which he mentioned the number of bolts and the number of rods as you can see on the table. Alright. The first part it says write down the value of P and Q, right? So for P and Q, P is what? P basically the number of bolts required in 4th meter length. So you can count the number of bolts from the figure as well, or you can apply the working of constant difference. So both methods are available. If you want to count, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. So by counting, you can say that P is 14. And by working formula, what is the sequence? Sequence is 5, 8, 11. And then we don't know the value of P, right? So I give you a minute. So first I need to highlight the variables in which A is 5. That is the first term. Difference is 3. We know the working formula to find out the nth term. It's A plus n minus 1 D. Alright. So A is 5 plus D is 3. So that will be 5 plus 3n minus 3, and you can say that 3n plus 2, that is your Tn, right? In our case, the value of n is 4, so let's put down the value of n is 4. So that will be 3 times 4 plus 2, 12 plus 2, that is equals to 14, right? So you have still the value 14, alright, or you can just simply add 3 to get the value 14 because the constant difference of 3. But this working here is we had find out the nth term. Maybe we can use it in further questions if it is asked. Alright, after that the value of q. So q will be 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20, and 20 plus 7, that will be 27. So that is the value of q. So we had done with the first part. Now in the second part it says that given that b is equals to 3n plus k, where k is a constant, find the value of k. Now what is b here? B is basically the number of bolts that you can see. So for B basically the nth term of number of bolts, right? B is nth term of number of bolts. We had find out the nth term, that is B, of number of bolts is 3n plus 2, right? We had done this part, and in the question it says that B is equals to 3n plus k. Can you find out the value of k? Now it's very simple. By comparison, you can say that k is 2. Alright, that is the value of k, it's 2. You have a time of 1 minute. You can note down all the things because then I will start new page. It's part C. Find an expression for R in terms of n. What is R? R is basically the nth term of number of rods. Can you find the nth term of number of rods? If I write the sequence here, sequence is 6, 13, 20 and 27. We need to find out the nth term of R. The difference is constant. You know the working formula, that is a plus n minus 1 times d. The working is very simple and we have attempted in previous question as well. A is 6, that is the first term. Difference is 7, that is constant difference. Working formula is Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d. We have letter R for the nth term of rods. A is the first term, that is 6. N minus 1d is 7. So that is equals to 6 plus 7n minus 7. And at last it's 7n minus 1, that is the nth term of rods. I hope that you got the same value. Now, in the next part it says Bob has 200 bolts and 400 rods. How many complete fences can he make which have a length of 6 meters? Now first we need to identify that how much bolts Bob should need if the length is 6 meters, right? For bolts we have the expression, it's 3n plus 2. So 3, the value of n is 6. So 3 6 are 18, 18 plus 2, it's 20, right? Alright, and for rods, if I check the value of rods here. The nth term is 7n minus 1. Value of n is 6, that means for 7 6 are 42, 42 minus 1, that will be 41, right? So for the length of 6 meters, the required rods are 41 and the required bolts are 20. Now for the data, Bob has 200 bolts. So if I divide 200 divided by 20, I will come up with the 10. Right, so that means he can make 10 complete fences. 10 complete fences he can make. But if I need to check number of rods as well, so that will be 400 divided by 41. Now 400 divided by 41, the value is 441. It's 9.75. Now you need to understand it very carefully. Bob has enough bolts that he can make 10 complete fences, but he does not have enough rods that he can make complete 10 fences. Although with the data of rods, I can say that he can make 9 complete fences, right? He can make 9 complete fences because number of bolts are valid for 10 complete fences. That means 9 complete fences can be made from the bolts and 9 complete fences can be made from the rods. So the final answer we have is 9 complete fences that Bob can build. I will tell you one interesting fact. What we have discussed so far is the nth term when we have a constant difference, right? N minus 1 d. Let me give you one example. Can you find out the nth term of this sequence? Can you give it a try? So the first thing that will create a problem is that when you find out the difference, the first difference is 4. The next difference is 6. After that, the difference 20 minus 12 is 8. And then the difference is 10. Now, I can say that first difference is not constant. So how we attempt such question in which the first difference is not constant? What we do, we are going to find out the difference again. 6 minus 4, 2, 8 minus 6, 2, and 10 minus 8 is already also 2. Now we are dealing with such cases in which the second difference is constant. That is the second case. The working formula that we are going to apply for the difference of second is constant is Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1d plus 1 upon 2 n minus 1 n minus 2 c. You will apply this formula when second difference is constant, like the one I showed you above. Alright, now what are A, B, C? We know that A is first term, B is first difference, and C is second difference. I will write down the values here. So A is the first term, that is 2, right? D is the first difference, that is 4. So D is 4, and C, that is the second difference, it's 2. Now we have the values of A, C and D. Apply all the values in the working formula. So Tn is equals to A, that is 2, plus n minus 1d, that is 4, plus 1 upon 2 n minus 1 n minus 2, and C, that is also 2. Now you need to simplify it. First, 2 and 2 cancel each other. Now I'm going to simplify the equation. It's 2 plus 4n minus 4 plus n minus 1 times n minus 2. We need to multiply them. It's n square minus 2n minus n plus 2. You can solve it further. 4n and minus 3n, right? Minus 3n. So the first thing is n square plus 4n minus 3n is n plus 2 and 2 4, 4 and minus 4 cancel, plus 2 and minus 4 cancel. So the nth term is n square plus n. That is the answer. So note it down in your copies, right? So that is the case when the first difference is not constant but the second difference is constant. So you have a quadratic equation whenever you have a second difference is constant. Alright, note down, that is very important, and nth term covers a good weightage in paper 2. A good mark question it is. So note it down in your copies. Make sure that you know very well where to apply a plus n minus 1d and where to apply the lengthy working formula when the second difference is constant. Alright? So I think that is enough for today's class. Inshallah, next class we are going to continue the topic.